to with a two-digit number in 28.7 seconds would boggle the mind. I need someone who has maybe a timer on their watch or phone to help me out here. Who can have their phone out with a watch or a timer? And I'll get somebody working on that. And then I need some help from someone else right here in the class. Will you give me any two-digit number over 30, please? Any two-digit number over 30?
Just right.
Yeah, tell me what it is.
67.
67? Would you like to change your mind? 67 it is. All right, so I'm going to put a big 67 on the back of this board right here. 67. All right, do we have someone who's got time for me? You're going to time for me. Here's what I want you to do. When I say go, I want you to start the timer. When it gets to 10 seconds, I want you to say 10. When it gets to 20 seconds, well, you can decide what to say, but hopefully it sounds something like 20. We got this? All right. 67. On your marks. Get set. And go. Oh. Stop. What do we get? What is it? 16. 16.3 seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, I just shaved more than 10 seconds off my personal record. All right, let's go ahead and move on now. What? Oh, you want to see... We've known each other for a couple minutes and you already don't trust me? Fine. All right. Well, see, I just did something in what was 16.3 seconds. All I did is just a little addition, actually. It's very simple. I just wanted to see if I can make some rows of numbers add up to 67. So let's see how I did. Here's 11 and 14. That's 25 plus 5 is 30. It's 67 across there. That's 42 right there. 52. That's 67 across here. 39 is 7. That's 46. And that's 58. And 67 across there. And 13 and 8. And 40 and 6. That's 67 across there. In 13.6 seconds with a pretty called number from the audience. So that's just what I was trying to do there. Oh, wait, stop. You know you don't really want to applaud right there. You're thinking to yourself, I wonder if they add up and down too. But you don't want to say anything just in case you embarrass the speaker if they don't. Isn't that what you're thinking inside your head right now? Well, let's take a look and see. That's 11 and 4. That's 15 plus 39 and 13. You know what that is? It's 67. That's 14 and 38. Right there, that's 4 and 52 plus 59 and 8. That's 67 going down this way. And 5 that's 15. And 27 and 40. That's 67 going down this way. 37 and 15 and 9 and 6. That's 67 going down that way. But I'm still not done. You're thinking about those diagonals now, aren't you? That's what you're thinking. So let's go ahead and take a look. That's 11. That's 49 right there. And that's 61 plus 67 going across that way. That's 37 and 47 and 54. 54 plus 13. That's 67 going on this way. But are you kidding me? I came all the way from San Diego to be here with you today. So I decided to bring a little something extra. In the extra time of my 13.6 seconds, I said, let's worry about this box right here. Okay, so 14, that's 25, that's 29, 30, that's 67 there. And this box right here, that's 39, that's 46 plus 59, and 59 plus 8 is 67. And this box over here, that's also 67. And this box over here, that's 15, that's 30, and 37, that's 67 right there. But no, I'm still not done. This is a TEDx event. You gotta really bring some good stuff. So I said, how about we worry about this center section right here? That's 38 and 10, that's 48, and that's 55, 55 plus other 67. But I'm dressed like a pirate. When you dress like a pirate, you better really be out on the edge. So I said, you know what? In my extra time of the 13.6 seconds with a really called number from the audience, I will worry about the corners. Here's 11. And that will be 48 right there. 48 and 13 and 6. That's 67. There's like over 25 different ways of 67 and 13.6 seconds with a really called number from the audience. And that's how we get this thing started.
I am pumped right now. I am pumped. I am very pumped right now. All right. Now, I want to go over this with you a little bit. You see, there's something very important I would like to point out about this. This is math. I know that doesn't stand out to you right now. But here's why I say that. How many times have you seen a teacher, say, perform math and people break into applause? I asked that in an audience not too long ago, and the teacher said, a few times tears. They break into tears occasionally, never applause. Okay? So then I just performed math for you, and you applauded. Why did you applaud when I just performed math? What was it?
Show.
It was a show. You know what? Here's what I think it was. I think you guys are, here's what I think it was. I think it's what I call the third circle of teaching. The third circle of teaching is this. I see teaching as a triple Venn diagram, okay? A triple Venn diagram. The first circle I call content.
Hey, if you don't have content, you're either a babysitter or an entertainer. We are paid to deliver content. We're paid for that. So you have to have that content circle. The second circle I see as techniques and methods. Things that we've learned in our teacher credential programs, things that we've learned from colleagues, things that we learn when we go to conferences, things that we learn when we go to a place like this. We have a whole toolbox of these techniques and methods. And you can go to any conference and see all kinds of people talk to you about content and about those techniques and methods. Like we've all been to that conference where you go in and you go to the session and then you walk out and you're like, oh my God, I just cannot wait to incorporate a little of that big picture in my classroom. And you get all excited. But I think nobody is talking about the third circle. And the third circle of my triple Venn diagram I label presentation. Sure, you know your content and you have all these techniques and methods. Now, how are you going to present that in such a fashion that it draws kids in and makes kids want to be there, makes kids want to learn? That's the third circle that no one is talking about. And I have an evangelical zeal to travel as far and wide to talk to teachers about that third circle of presentation. Just in this short little thing right here. Think about the presentational decision. First of all, I said I was going to try to set a personal record. It's positioned right away as something like, this is a record. We're going to be timing this right here. That's something to try, right? And then I could do it like this. Okay, I'm going to add some numbers. I'd like to do a little math for you. Okay, it's like this square thing where it's going to all add up. So this is another 14 and 5. We know that's 67, but I also need to be concerned about the 37 and the 15 and the 6 adding up to 67 too. And now this book is a little more complicated. I'm looking at the interactions of the various columns and diagonals. 34 and 38 and 10. Is that the same lesson? It's got all the same features. That is not the same lesson. It's not even close to the same lesson, is it? One thing would put you to sleep, and one thing drew applause. It's presentation. It's the third circle that matters sometimes, right? Other presentational decisions. I didn't like this. You can't see now. What do you want to know? What is he doing back there? Presentational decision. I set it aside, so let's move on. And you said, whoa, wait, no. We want to see that. Changes the dynamic of the situation now, right? Presentational decision. I downplayed what I did at first. Well, I just did a little addition. Maybe like want to add up across my row like this. And then waited for you to be nice and applaud. Some places, by the way, they don't. Be nice and applaud. No, wait. And then show you increasing levels of complexity in what I did in the 13.6 seconds. And all the while, building my enthusiasm for what's happened here and get into a climactic point where I break it over my knee, throw it down, and at that moment, you're almost forced to applaud or else it almost seems rude. Right? That's what presentation can do. In fact, when I perform if I do a magic show instead of a teaching workshop, this is the second piece I do. I get paid to do math and performance. Okay? And it's all because of presentation. So how do you come up with presentational ideas that will draw students in? Well, it takes creativity. The problem is that some people have fallen victim to the myth of the blinding flash of light. And that is that there's creative people and not creative people. And creative people walk around like this, and all of a sudden, oh, there's great. There's another one. They keep getting these ideas. The people that think they're not creative, they say, how do I get those flashes of light? If only I can get those flashes of light. I'm here to tell you that is not the way that creativity works. Creativity is not something that is the sole realm of a certain genius quality of person or something like that. Creativity is open and available to anyone who actively engages and immerses themselves in the creative process. And the creative process is nothing much more, I believe, than the process of asking the right questions. I look at it like Google. Your brain's like Google. Imagine going to Google and it's having the cursor blinking at you there, and you stare at it and go like, this is a thought this place was amazing. I could help you find anything, but I'm not getting anything here. And then you get mad, turn off the computer and say, this place doesn't work. You know what? That's exactly what people do with their mind. They say, I need to think some creative ways to present my lessons. I'm not getting anything. I guess I'm not creative. And they stop. They never entered anything into the search bar. And what you enter into the search bar is questions. Questions help focus your mind. Questions are like that tuning of the radio station to improve the frequency. Okay, like you have static, creative static, and then just the right question, tweaked just perfectly, all of a sudden ideas will come in clearly. So when someone comes to me with a lesson and says, hey, fix this lesson, I think it's kind of boring. I can't wave a magic wand over it. What I do is I pummel it with questions. So I say, all right, let's pretend we're going to teach this lesson together. Are you ready to go? Here we go. You know what? Is there something we can write on a board or shine on our screen that would spark a conversation and create a buzz before the bell even rings? Is there some way that we can get our class outside for this lesson? Where would be the perfect place on campus to deliver this lesson? Can I inject a kinesthetic activity that will get every student up and out of their seat there at some point in this lesson? Can I offer a chance for artistic expression, some sort of art or craft, or some sort of way students can follow their artistic passions in this lesson? Can I make this into an amazing ways partner activity where they're challenging each other and trying to race together? Can I turn this into a National Treasure Da Vinci Code situation where they're solving clues and they're coming up to me for the next clue? Can I use the amazing power of silence? Pictionary, charades, can I have little placards that have the messages, like turn the placards, like those videos that are strange and engaging? Is there some way that I can turn this into a contest? Is there something that I can do? Is there something that I can do myself, transform myself, that immediately spark curiosity as they enter the room? Is there something I can do to transform my space? Can I change my room in such a way to deliver this lesson? Can I use the people in my class as props and have create like a human graph out of the people in order to demonstrate a point? All of these things, I can just question. It's questions that will lead to the presentational touches to your lesson that draw people in. It's the question for that. And then the answers come after that. Okay? So that's the way it works. You ask the questions first, and then the answer comes. Creative insight and creative ability is absolutely and completely open to every single one of you. It's absolutely open. But it just takes that work on the front end. Now, what I would like to do now is I'd like to do something a little crazy. And I'm going to try something here with you. I'm going to open my phone up. And by the way, if you have a phone with you, I would like you to have access to that in a second. So if you get your phone out, if you have a phone, you just have access to it. Okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to step right here, and I'm going to open up the calculator on my phone. Sir, will you show me? You don't have to open your calculator. What does it say? What does it say on my screen there? It says 0, right? So it's zeroed out. Here's what I would like you to do. I would like you to enter a 3-digit number into the calculator. Just leave a 3-digit number. Excellent. Will you press the multiply sign? Will you enter a 3-digit number in as well? But don't press equals yet. We're going to do something else. Excellent. I'm going to come back to you. Will you press divided by? Okay. And will you enter a 2-digit number? And will you press equals? Tell me what that number says.
7,472.83.
If you have something to write with, write that down right now. 7,472.83. What I did right there, does that seem pretty fair? My hand's on the side of the phone. We started at 0. A 3-digit number multiplied by a 3-digit number divided by a 2-digit number. We've got 7,472.83. I've got a question for you. That's been sitting up here the whole time. If I turn that board around and it said 7,472.83, would that be pretty amazing? Yes?
Yes.
Now, this is a complicated thing we're trying to do here. So understand, there's a high rate of failure possible. But you know what? I think that's what we need in education. Teachers who are willing to take a risk. Teachers who are pirates. People who are willing to sail into uncharted territories and uncharted waters with no guarantee of success. A map won't do it in today's world. Absolutely won't. What you need is you just need a compass and some guts. We need teachers that are willing to leave the safety of the shores, the comfort zone of the shore, and step out. The winds are changing right now. We need people that are mavericks and renegades and willing to try new things. And so I'm taking a risk for you today, and I hope that it pays off. The number was 7,472.83. Is that right? Ladies and gentlemen. I really do think this is the answer. We do need pirates. We need people that are willing to fly their flags in defiance. But you know what? Open up your telephone keypad. If you were going to dial this number, I want you to tell me what you would get. If you dialed a P, what would you get? 7. What about an I? 4. What about an R?
7.
What about the A? What about the T?
8.
By the way, there's a little decimal point right there. 8. And what about the E?
3.
The answer to our educational future is being willing to take a risk, being willing to be a pirate, being willing to be a renegade, a maverick, someone who's daring and adventurous, willing to try new things. We need you out there. I hope that you'll be a pirate with me. Thank you.